Hi guys, so I've been playing Warhammer 40k kill teams for about the past 4 months and absolutely love it. And I've been trying out different sort of kill teams, starting off with the old Orc Commandos, just because, well, I love Orcs. I've had to go to the Intercession Squad, Death Guard, Void Dancers, which I absolutely love playing them. And most recently I've started playing Custodes, but I've been using some sort of proxy figures at the moment. And as I have been enjoying them, I really want to sort of get a proper sort of team going. And I was recently sent this lovely box of Custodian Wardens by Chaos Cards. Yeah, those lovely people who helped me out so much with the Warhammer 40k chess set. Don't forget, guys, I am going down there this coming Saturday. So that's 21st of January. I'll be there from 12 midday. So pop down, see me, see the Warhammer 40k chess set, and join me in a painting session. It's only £2, and they supply miniatures and paint for you to use, or you're more than welcome to bring your own. So as always, the detail in the miniatures from Games Workshop is just amazing, and yeah, absolutely look gorgeous. So I've got obviously the instruction booklet, which I will be using because I have in the past not used instruction booklets and come a cropper. Even with sometimes the simplest of models, yeah, you are better off looking through them. So I've got my sprues, I've got my glue, I've got my little snips, and I've also got a nice blade to do some cleaning up with. I'm going to try and get a little package together of like the basics you need to basically get into the sort of painting, sort of miniatures sort of hobby. So look out for that, guys. Yeah, that'll be coming soon. So yeah, usual thing, obviously snip out the pieces, try and get nice and close to the bit you're cutting out without obviously cutting out bits you shouldn't be. And then it is a case of cleaning up any little marks left by the sprues or any sort of mould lines. These figures weren't too bad at all. They came away really nice, and yeah, it wasn't a lot of cleaning up to do at all, which was pretty awesome. And then just simply glue the bits together. So say, even though there are only a few bits to each model, I did actually look at the instructions just to make sure. But luckily in this one, all the parts are next to each other, which is pretty cool, because sometimes it is a bit of a game of hide and seek. But as you can see, this is how good I am at putting miniatures together. I was struggling and struggling, and it's like, oh, it's upside down. Yeah, turn that around, fits like a glove. But yeah, sometimes it does sort of fool me and trick me, but we'll get there in the end. So even though there's only a few parts to this, but yeah, I do love these guys. So I've always loved sort of like knights in shiny armor, and these guys definitely are big and bulky, knight looking, and I love the cloaks as well. Cloaks just look great on miniatures. So one thing I wanted to try something different with these ones, and that is magnetize their arms. And basically that's because there's two different sort of like weapon sort of choices for these guys. Shield and sword, which just looks awesome, or this huge big sort of gun with with a knife sort of attached to it. Both obviously give different sort of abilities when you're playing the game. And then rather than obviously buying more miniatures just to have the different options, might as well just have the 4 miniatures and yeah, magnetize their arms so they can just be swapped out with other things, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure how easy it would be to magnetize all miniatures arms, but obviously these guys are nice and chunky, which means there's quite a nice area to obviously sort of drill out and get magnets in. I think the magnets I'm using are 2mm by 1mm, so these are quite diddy, but obviously you can get ones that are, well, you can get 1 by 1, which are just absolutely minuscule. In fact, I have got some 1 by 1s, I haven't used them yet, but yeah, very small. So obviously I've changed a little bit with these guys. I've given them skeleton heads. So that's the thing I love about this sort of game. And again, guys, I only play with my mate, so I know what I'm doing isn't right and how they look, because obviously I'm giving him power arms as well, just because I love the big chunky arm look. But so again, don't criticize me for my choices. I am a casual player. I play with my mate, and yeah, I'm not going to go to a tournament, so I can do what I want really. Plus, I love the look of them. They are sort of real big and beefy. So I played with these custodes a couple of times, and they are truly like tanks. Yeah, highest sort of hit points, and they save on 2s, and yeah, they are just not that easy to take down. So I really want to make them look even beefier and chunkier than they are, which is why I say I've given them the power arms rather than their normal, well, puny little arms. And I say the old skeleton head, just because I get this is playing on a Space Hulk, so a spaceship that's been out sort of floating for many, many thousands of years. I just love the idea of skeletons sort of roaming around, and that's why I've gone for the skeleton heads. But I really fancy them to have little cloaks or hoods even, just because they have got the cloaks on. I thought the hood would look pretty cool. And there we go. So yeah, first I'm obviously painting the miniatures a bit separately. The arms I'm going to be doing obviously, well, separately. So yeah, good old slap chop here. Bit of dry brushing with grey as my usual sort of go-to start. Obviously primed them in black, and I use just a cheap spray can that I get off Amazon. And then good old dry brushing with white. Again, I've done a team where I've left them like this. I think that was a Death Guard that I made up, and I literally sprayed them in black, did the dry brushing, and then just left them because they had skeleton heads as well, and they just looked cool. So I almost want to leave these like this. And I thought, well, that's a bit too pants. Let's get some paint on these dudes. So these guys are meant to be sort of like primarily in a gold armor, but yeah, no, I didn't fancy that. I say I want these to look a bit more eerie and creepy looking, and I thought the gold, well, it wouldn't quite have that effect. So I'm using sort of a contrast black to go over it, as I want these guys to sort of be relatively darkish in their sort of like look and appearance. So the contrast black, I'm just going to go over all the metal areas really. And this is where, again, my lovely friends down at Chaos Cards kindly sent me a load of Citadel contrast paints to sort of use to, well, paint things. There is a link in the description, guys, to Chaos Cards, and I've got another discount voucher code thingy, what's it? And this time, if you put Kill Team, all in capitals, you get 5% off any of their miniatures when you spend £30 or more. So yeah, guys, go and click on the link and show them some love, because they've certainly shown me a lot of love in the last sort of month or so with all of the miniatures they've been sending me, and now the paint, which is pretty awesome. So cheers, guys. So once they were all painted and dried, I'm just going over and doing a very dry brush with some silver, just to sort of catch the edges, just to give it a bit more of a sort of a weathered, worn look, and just add a little bit more sort of like contrast sort of look to it. And yeah, obviously because it is metal parts that they're wearing. So yeah, a very simple paint that I'm doing on these guys. And then to finish them off, I've just used some the Army Painter Speed Paint Blood Red, and used that for all their cloaks. Yeah, this blood red really does come out really well, and definitely leaves a lot of sort of like highlights and shadows and that kind of stuff, which is pretty awesome. And then yeah, last week I almost left them as they were, but then I kind of felt they needed a little bit more colour, and then thought I'd go around and do bits in gold, which is obviously like most of the well, the sort of decorative bits on them, and the little eagles or birds that are on their shoulder pads and all the rest. So yeah, just a few bits that I picked out, and yeah, gave a little bit of a gold treatment, just to sort of add a bit more colour, and so I guess they look a little bit more like the Custodes that are, well, they're all golden. And then that's them done. So time to get them off the bases, and then get them onto some clear bases. The clear bases I get from Fluid 3D Workshop. There's a link in the description, guys. Do a whole variety of different sort of thicknesses and sizes, which is pretty cool. And yeah, go and check them out. So these guys obviously came off nice and easy, which is pretty handy. And then yeah, on the clear bases, obviously these guys are on 40mm, so these are a fairly large base for the sort of the kill team, and yeah, they take up a lot of room on the board, even though there's only the 4 of them. And yeah, this is how they look in all their glory, and yeah, I am super happy with them. I can't wait to play with these guys tomorrow night. So I played 2 games so far with these dudes. Won one and lost one. The one they lost, yeah, it kind of was probably my mistake on how I played them. But yeah, I do love these guys. So I'm going to be making the other options of their arms as well, just because it will be fun just to sort of be able to change them out, which would be pretty cool. So yeah, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you might want to see in the future. And if you play Warhammer 40k Kill Teams, yeah, let me know what sort of teams you play, as eventually I probably am going to be playing all of them, just because I think it's great to have that fun and challenge of trying different teams. Plus it'll also help when you're playing against someone, knowing what their strengths and their weaknesses are. So okay guys, yeah, see you in the next one. Bye for now.